wandering spirit seeking vengeance.
So, Ghost of Yotei finally has a date, October 2nd, and it is a PlayStation 5 exclusive. If you missed it before, the game is set years after Ghost of Tsushima's story. It's a spiritual successor follow-up that swaps samurai honor for raw revenge. You play as Atsu, which is left for dead and burned under a ginkgo tree, and that's where she comes back lethal, tracking down the Yotei 6, the enemies, each with their own codename and a totally different vibe. These developers are aiming for a tighter, less repetitive open world this time, plus the new trailer shows off insane duels, some supernatural vibes, and some serious style. The game is looking brutal, emotional, and honestly, it might sell a lot of PlayStation 5 Pros. Check it out, we just got a new trailer for it.
Situ Rainu. Why do you always call me that?
It means one who is easily lost in the hunt.
Coming up behind that, we've got Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, which is, Naughty Dog's big comeback. And yeah, it's definitely a vibe shift. Forget grounded apocalypse dreams, this one's just pure space grit. You play as a bounty hunter stranded on a ghost planet lost in time. It's been dark for over 600 years and now she's gotta figure out how to escape. This game blends emotional storytelling with a retro-futuristic cassette punk look, and it pulls heavy from Akira and Cowboy Bebop. In fact, Taddy Gabriel voices Jordan, and the whole thing screams stylish, character-driven sci-fi. Exclusive to PlayStation 5, and it's been in the works since 2020. It's coming out in about 2 years. Saros is a brand new project from Housemarque, which is a studio behind Returnal. This game is now set to release in 2026 exclusively for PlayStation 5 and introduces players to a lone survivor on another planet called Carcosa, which is under the shadow of a perpetual eclipse. And unlike Returnal, Saros features a permanent progression system allowing players to upgrade their loadout with new weapons and suit enhancements after each death, making every encounter meaningful. This game combines Housemarque's signature action-packed gameplay with a deep, narrative-driven experience.
Then everything begins again. But after every death, I always come back stronger. I know that you are here, and I will find you.
他从来对我没有恨，也从来对我没有爱。可是他最使我苦恼、气愤和悲哀。
With that being said, Exiledge or Exiledge is straight up eye candy for anybody into fast, stylish action. You play as Alta, a tower diver dropping into a trippy ocean-covered world filled with these massive sci-fi towers and wild alien technology. The game's a third-person shooter mixed with flashy hack-and-slash combat, like think Devil May Cry meets Returnal, but with the anime vibes and insane boss fights. It is built with Unreal Engine and part of PlayStation's China Hero project. That is, it looks clean, fast, and hella intense. No release date yet, but it's hitting PlayStation 5 and PC. If you're into cosmic weirdness and smooth chaos, this one's definitely got next.
我们把世界看错了，反说他欺骗我。闭上眼，闭上眼。
你到底是谁？
They always come at night, like they're afraid of what daylight might show.
Marvel's Wolverine, the PlayStation 5 exclusive action game by Insomniac Games, if you missed it, was first announced in 2021, yet it remains without a release date and is still in deep development, though production has ramped up in 2024, and if you missed it, the story will be original, not based on any specific comic arc, and hence its settings like Matt Report's Princess Bar suggest a globe-trotting narrative. Anyway, while gameplay hasn't been shown, it's expected to feature intense cinematic combat built on Insomniac's proven action-adventure formula, and despite major leaks in 2023, the team remains committed to delivering a fresh, emotional take on Logan. However, a 2025 launch is definitely unlikely.
You're safe. You're not in that place anymore.
You wore that for me?
No, I wore it for the ones who didn't make it.
Wolverine's Meat is finally gearing up for its second closed beta test, and if you're in the US, Canada, Japan, or Korea, now your chance to get in early. In fact, signups are open until May 15, with the beta kicking off on May 16, and we've mentioned Wolverine's Meat several times as it was in the testing phase, and ever since it's got a great spot in the mobile gaming trend, especially in China. Wolverine's Meat is a Souls-like action RPG reminiscent of the hit console game Black Myth Wukong. If you're a mobile game player, keep in mind that this is out there too. It is downgraded for mobile a little bit, but the core gameplay is pretty much intact.
That stillness entertains and slays.
Death Stranding 2 on the Beach is getting closer, with its June 26 release date just around the corner. Kojima Productions has started inviting press outlets for hand-on previews so far, and the excitement is building even more. The first wave of previews will drop on May 8, with GameSpot and others gearing up for the coverage, and to keep up the hype, Kojima even released another trailer with tons of details, including a glowing triple-S highway and open-world elements, and hints at its complex system. As stated, the game about 96% done. It looks like we're almost at the finish line. Check it out.
powerful being falls from the sky. And when it seems they might vanquish the invaders, the dream ends.
Lost Soul Aside is finally dropping on May 30, and action RPG fans, this is your moment. Imagine if Devil May Cry's combat had a baby with Final Fantasy's vibes, then fed it pure Unreal Engine 5. Right? Yeah, it's that wild. The visuals are insane, the combat's fast, flashy, and smoother than anything you've ever played, and after years in the shadows, it is now hitting PlayStation 5 and PC like a cinematic storm. This one's got style, scale, and serious main character energy. If you're into boss fights that feel like anime finales, and worlds and settings that will punch you in the eye in a good way, Lost Soul Aside should be locked in your sight.
Let me be your vengeance. The blade in your hand. You never wanted to be a hero. But for humanity's sake, you must.
Days Gone Remastered is rolling onto PlayStation 5 on April 25 as well, and it's shipping up to be the definitive way to experience the old Deacon St. John's journey. Like, whether you're revisiting the game or diving in for the first time, this version is going to be offering graphical upgrades, new mods, and extra content that will make it more than just a simple remaster. There's a new mode, larger hordes, smaller enemies, and a challenge that constantly will ramp up. And if that's not insane enough, permadeath mechanics here are added to test your survival skills. Plus, the PlayStation 5 enhancements brings sharper visuals, DualSense haptic feedback, and a smoother frame rate, making everything more immersive. In case you haven't checked out the Code Violet before, well, this game is a third-person shooter horror game developed by Team Kill Media, and it's now set to release exclusively for PlayStation 5 in July this year. In this game, you play as a woman that's transported from the past to the 25th century, where mankind narrowly survived a cataclysm that left Earth uninhabitable and in ruins. And those who had survived this cataclysm were sterile and could not produce children, and without a solution, mankind would soon go to extinct. Here's a risk. If you're into suspenseful Dino Crisis-inspired adventures, this is definitely going to be your next obsession.
To his confusion and hurt. You're making a grave mistake.
All this time, we've been lying to everyone? What are we actually doing?
What do you mean, creatures?
No, this can't be real.
Do you remember yet?
So many lives have been lost that just didn't need to. And most of them innocent. No one deserved any of this.
We did everything for you. We were a family.
If Sekiro and Devil May Cry had a handsome devil for a baby, it'd have to be Phantom Blade Zero. This action RPG sends you into a steampunk world inspired by the Chinese myth, and you play as a soul, and you play as this guy called Soul, a elite assassin that has betrayed and left for dead, only to be revived with 66 days to live and a whole lot of revenge to take. The combat is here lightning fast swordplay, it's got cinematic combos and boss fights that look straight out of a martial arts film, and a stunning gritty world with a deep lore all setting to make this Phantom Blade Zero a stylish gem. Problem is that the game is coming out by the end of 2026. Sword of the Sea is the latest dreamlike journey from Giant Squid, creators of Abzu and The Pathless, the games. It basically blends exploration with high-speed, hover sword-based movement inspired by skateboarding and snowboarding games, and it pairs these realistic visuals and flowing animations with Austin Vintory's soundtrack, creating an emotionally rich atmosphere with minimal dialogue like the famous game Flower or Journey. The protagonist, known as the Wraith, surfs terrains like liquid art, leaping and climbing with breathtaking monument and so much more charm. Definitely want to wish this and follow for updates. Moving on to number 13, we have Light of Motiram. This one's looking really good. It's also a free-to-play, and what makes it stand out is how identical it is to the game Horizon. The fact is, Light of Motiram is Tencent's big new move, some developers of PUBG and Honor of Kings, so it's already turning heads, but for possibly all the wrong reasons. You gotta notice the creative designs and overall vibe are almost too close here, but that being said, the game focuses on survival and crafting, much like Horizon, but in a MMO setting. Take a look.
The heart that craves battle. Fall or rise. The choice is yours. Stay strong, stay together, and rise with new hope.
Let's go.
With that being said, Fairgame, with a $sign in the end, is a heist shooter from Haven Studios, which is reportedly being delayed to 2026. Initially, this game was part of Sony's big live service push. It now, though, joins a growing list of projects that have slipped or been outright cancelled. With that being said, though, the details remain scarce and there's no word on why the delay occurred. But the shift isn't surprising. I mean, Sony's live services have been faltering, with multiple high-profile games shut down or cancelled over the last 2 years. Whatever the case is, this delay raises a lot of questions. We're just hoping all goes smooth with development.
The era of unending peace is past. It is now time for we wolves of war to awaken.
Project Awakening, first teased in 2016 at the TGS, was actually Cygames' fantasy action RPG, which has since gone radio silent, with only vague resurrections that thankfully are still alive. This game, as you can see, is inspired by Monster Hunter and Dragon's Dogma. Suffice it to say, the potential remains really huge. But patience is wearing thin for us and everybody else and fans deserve more than tech demos or tweets. We need gameplay, mechanics, and a title. Otherwise, this could fit into Legend as gaming's ultimate what could have been. So far, it's rumored to be coming out in 2026. We'll see. Project the Perceiver is shaping up to be one of the wildest open-world rides across a war-torn fantasy China. No release date yet, but it's confirmed for PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4 and other platforms as well. In this game you play as a masked warrior that's caught in a swirl of ideology, conflict and mythical chaos. The game is stylish, it's equal parts Ghost of Tsushima and Sekiro, and it's coming from China, meaning in addition to Black Myth Wukong and Wulong Fallen Dynasty, we're gonna be having another high quality Chinese action game soon. Although this game might just go up to 2026. It's coming to PC, consoles and also mobiles.
A lie.
With that being said, Saber Interactive has once again confirmed that the long quiet PlayStation 5 exclusive Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is in active development. I mean, after vanishing like a Jedi since its 2021 announcement, we were wondering if this remake was just another Force ghost, but no, Saber's CEO says it's alive and well even if we can't spill more, blame Disney's tight grip on Star Wars news, but KOTOR is sacred RPG ground, and naturally this game's expectations are sky high. So whether we'll finally get a peek this year is still unclear, but hey, hope is kind of the whole Star Wars thing now. And last but not least, Stellar Blade is finally slashing its way onto PC this June, and it's not coming alone, it's coming alongside the slick PlayStation 5 updates. Think Nier, crossover, photo mode, holiday fits, you're also getting that spicy Goddess of Victory Nikke DLC, bringing new levels, new looks, new girls. In fact, Shift Up's battling big that the PC drop will outperform console sales. Anyway, if you missed it on PlayStation, now's the time. Ultra polished combat, better visuals and enough drip to drown in. Check it out, June is about to go stellar.